And we're live. Yeah, we were sitting here talking and we're matching.
Yeah.
How's everybody? This is Joe and Keisha.
I'm Keisha.
Yeah, we're back together again. And
Yes.
that's a song, Back Together Again.
Mm-hmm. How y'all doing out there?
Yeah.
We are good. But we're coming to you a little bit differently this week. This is something that is heavy on our hearts as we did the research on it. So I hope you're ready because it was daunting to look at.
Yeah, definitely. Tonight we're going to be talking about healing for a healthy relationship. We've talked about love languages. We've talked about, relationship relevance.
Yes.
And we've talked about a lot of different areas and a lot of different things about relationships. But however, what we're going to be talking about tonight is healing for a healthy relationship, because we did some research that was sparked by a conversation and a video that we saw. And this is about becoming whole before you try to connect with somebody, or just in general, interacting with people in general. So I'm going to jump right into this. And guys, if you're not going to like what you're going to hear, you better hold on. Some of you may get triggered. However, this is about healing and about getting yourself to a better place. So what we were doing, we were talking about, how almost everyone, especially among Black people, we all have had some type of trauma. So I'm just going to read some stats and some statistics. That's like specific and Pacific, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
The homicide rate for Black women and girls is second only to the rate for Black men. Let me say that again. The homicide rate for Black women and Black girls is second only to the homicide rate for Black men. And from 2019 to 2022, it's increased by 33%. So that was a shocking statistic as well.
Yes.
But however, we can attribute a lot of that to the pandemic. People were locked up in their homes and weren't able to interact and do some of the normal things. And it's been documented that more and more people had a lot of mental issues that stem from the pandemic, and those who already were suffering with things, it just intensified that thing.
True.
Now, that statistic about homicide rate, that means that 5 Black women or girls is killed. They're dead every single day.
Every day.
And here's another one that you guys are not going to like. 92% of these homicides are intraracial, meaning it's Black men and Black women killing each other. But probably more Black men perpetrating, killing Black women. Mm-hmm. Black women are 30 to 50% more likely to experience domestic violence than their white counterparts. Mm-hmm. And 4 to 5 out of 10 Black women experience physical violence in their lifetime. Even more experience psychological violence. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. In the Black communities, abuse is the leading cause of injury.
Shocked.
Among Black women. Now, I want to go back on this 92%. What was that right there?
Ages 15 to 44.
Oh, yeah, ages 15 to 44. That's the range where this is happening to our women. Now, we were just talking briefly earlier about, we have a lot of people, myself included, we talk about Black kings and Black queens. Well, gentlemen, if you're one of those guys who feel that Black women are queens, why are you killing them? Why are you being violent with them? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And even, I'm going to take it a step further, us saved Black men, some of us are in that stat, Now we can understand somebody who doesn't know God, who doesn't have a relationship with God, but these stats are across the board. They don't really break them up into little pieces as far as religious groups. This is Black men in general. 92% of this violence is being perpetuated on women inside of
Black relationships.
Yeah. So.
These stats period, are terrifyingly sad. We often discuss the work we as black men and women need to do before seeking a mate or for being able to be found. However, the reality is 50% of marriages end in divorce. Yeah. So there's a problem here. There's a disconnect. As aforementioned at the beginning of the live, so many black women and girls have experienced some sort of domestic violence, trauma, in some way, shape, or form. We also know our culture has not always valued getting assistance with our mental health. However, it's important and it is necessary. In order to be healed or whole and have a sound mind, in order to not blame or project your trauma on the man that wants to wife you, that has found his good thing, well, ladies, get help. If you need it, get help. Get your psyche together. Don't blame Bob for what Billy did. Mm-hmm. Don't carry that stuff over because you can mess up your good thing.
Exactly. And just like the men, you know, like I said, almost every black person has had some type of trauma, one way or another. And I've heard a lot of ladies talk about, well, we need to understand you've had trauma. Men, and some men can say, well, you need to understand I've had trauma. Because if you've been in a bad relationship with a woman, that doesn't mean that every other woman that you come across is going to be like that first or second or third woman, or however many relationships you have. Mm-hmm. You owe it to yourself to get some therapy. Don't be afraid. You know, in the black community, there's always a stigma about mental illness. Mm-hmm. It's unspoken and unheard in a lot of ways. And so all of us are walking around broken, trying to look for someone to fix us or make us happy. Yeah. And that's not anybody's responsibility. The world doesn't owe you anything. You have to take the initiative and do it for yourself.
And there's no shame in getting help, fellas. Just like ladies, there's no shame. We all want to be strong black women. And we've heard that from childhood. Be strong. You can do it. Sometimes if you need help, you should get it.
Yeah. It's okay to be vulnerable. And especially, young men, we're taught don't show your emotions. Be like that old Eddie Murphy movie about Karate Man. Karate Man bruised on the inside. Well, men bruise too. And guys, don't be ashamed. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It actually means that you're strong if you decide to seek help.
And you need it. If you need it, you need it. And you will be better for it. I'm going to leave a few numbers to a couple of centers that help with domestic violence. One of them is an untraceable domestic violence hotline. That number will be there. The other one I wanted to mention is blackburncenter.org, and I'll also have the number there. If you are experiencing domestic violence in any way, shape, or form, I urge you to get help. Mm-hmm. This 33% increase towards women in homicides, 5 women and girls, 5 every day are deceased due to domestic violence. Yeah. We have got to do better. We say we want better, we want more, we want relationship, we want to be married, we want our marriages to work. Well, we need to take it back to the core of the problem, and that's before marriage, which is what we talk about a lot. Asking the right questions, learning the person's love languages, being intentional about what you want. Well, in wanting that, don't you want to be whole? Don't you want to be healthy? Don't you want to be able to enter into a healthy relationship?
Exactly. And it's not easy, folks. We understand that. We both have had our traumas, and we've gone and sought help, and it's definitely had a positive impact on our marriage. Had we not done those things, we might not have even been together. Yeah. And that's the thing. The black family's under attack, guys, but I thought it was from the outside. Looks like it's more from the end because we're killing each other. Stop doing this.
We hurt ourselves.
Yeah. And I understand, everybody has something. However, remember this again, guys, ladies, the world doesn't owe you understanding. it's up to you. Do these things, and it brings us to a close about change. This is one of those things about change that we talk about all the time. You know, and the three components to change are what? First thing, you make a decision. You're going to change. The next thing is you make a commitment. Pick up the phone, dial one of these numbers. Get some professional help. Don't just try to wing it or, nothing wrong with religion and talking to someone in the church. But we talked with our bishop just a couple of weeks ago, and he agrees with us. If you're a Christian, get yourself a Christian counselor.
There's nothing wrong with laying on somebody's couch. Those are words of Bishop himself. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you feel more comfortable in a Christian counseling setting as opposed to just a mainstream type therapist setting, that's okay. As long as you are seeking help and you're comfortable with the help you receive.
Exactly. So like I said, first thing, make that decision, people. Make a commitment. And then be consistent. See it all the way through. Don't go one or two times and think because you feel better, oh, I don't need this anymore. Because sometimes there's hidden trauma. There's things that you haven't thought about since it could go all the way back to your childhood. Remember the age group for ladies, 15 to 44. And if you're 44 or older and something happened to you that early, you may have pressed that thing down and suppressed it, but it's still.
Yeah, I know I walled off some stuff. So get the help you need. There's nothing wrong with it. We can change these numbers.
Exactly.
If we unite and do that and get healthy and whole, it's important for your good.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty much all that we have for you today. I hope you take this under consideration. Don't think just because maybe you're not in these stats, that you don't have some type of trauma. But we appreciate everyone, all the support. Remember, we have this on our YouTube channel, Bountiful Harvest with Joe and Kisa. It's on a playlist, Meeting the Bunburys. Maybe you need to go back and check this out. We've given you some numbers, some organizations that can help. Take advantage of what's out there, guys. Don't go it alone. And don't let these things seep into a relationship that could have been great, but because you refused to do something. And then don't blame other people. Remember, the world doesn't owe you anything. All right, we love you, and we'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Later.